live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, so that it's easier to practice consistency with. All right, it is 9:01 Eastern time. We're gonna get ready. Let's begin with some warm up. We're doing something called hip cars. Hip cars stands for hip, this stuff. Cars, controlled, articular, or articulated rotations. All right. They look a little bit like this. We're going to start by bringing our knee up as high as we can, directly in front. Lift as high as you can. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're going to open up the hip that way. Boom. Clench your glutes. Pull your legs open and go a little further. Lift up if you can, just a little bit. We're going to rotate. Bring the ankle up, tuck it behind the knee, and then keep going. Knee down, ankle up. Woo. When you start feeling a little bit of a cramp here in your hamstrings, bring the leg down and back. All right. So if you're standing, this leg is going directly behind you. We're flexing the hamstrings, we're flexing the glutes, we're feeling that stretch in the hip flexor in the front, and that is 1 rep. We're gonna do 10 of these on the left side. We're gonna do 10 of these on the right side, and then we're gonna switch and do them in reverse. Let's get ready to go. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. That's 1. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 2. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 3. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 4. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 5. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 6. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 7. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 8. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 9. Last one, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 10. Woo. Take a second, shake out your legs, get loose, do a little wiggle, do a little shake, do a little flop, and let's get ready to do the other side. All your weight is in one leg, keeping your core nice and tight. Let's go high knee. High knee some more. Lift that knee up, open it up, ankle up, down and back. That's 1. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 2. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 3. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 4. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 5. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 6. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 7. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 8. High knee. Keep going. We're almost done. Ankle up, down and back. That's 9. Last one. Let's make it count. Lift that knee up as high as you can. Lift a little higher. Lift a little higher. Open wide. Point that knee directly that way. Flex those glutes. Rotate. Bring the ankle up. Bring the leg down and back in. Oh, that is 10 reps on the left and the right. We're done with going forward. Take a second. Shake out your legs. Do a little flop. Do a little wiggle. Get a little bit of movement in. Help your hips relax. And let's get going in reverse. All right. When we go in reverse, we'll bring this leg down and back. Flexing the hamstrings. We're flexing the glutes to start. And then we're going to lift that leg up to the side. All right. It's going to look like this. Knee and the ankles are horizontal. Rotate that knee, bring it down, lift the ankle up. Rotate the ankle down, bring the knee up, and bring that to the front. All right. That is 1 rep. We're doing 10 of these on the left, 10 of these on the right. Let's begin. Bring the leg down and back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 2. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 3. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 4. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 5. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 6. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 7. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 8. 2 more. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 9. Last 1. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. Oh, those are some reverse hip cars. Remember, the goal is to contract your own leg muscles, to bring your hips, to bring your legs into these crazy ranges of motions and make you stronger and more mobile at the same time. All right? We got one last leg. Take a couple seconds, shake out your body, relax, flop, catch your breath, and let's get ready to wrap this up on this hip. Let's go. Wiggle those toes, spread them for balance, grip into the floor to help you stay stable, and core tight. Let's begin. Bring that leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, lift that leg behind you, lift up to the side. Feel that contraction right here. Rotate, bring the knee down, ankle up. Rotate some more, bring the ankle down, knee up, and bring that knee forward or a little bit past if you can. That's one. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's two. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's three. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's four. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's five. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's six. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's seven. Three more. Back. Side. Oh, I lost balance. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's eight. If you also lose balance, shake out your legs. Hold on to something. It's okay. All right. And continue. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's nine. Last one. Back. Side. Really lift. Contract those muscles. Rotate the leg. Hamstring is cramping. Rotate the leg. Knee. That's 10. That is our first set of warm-up exercises. Those are called hip cars. We're going to move on into warm-up exercise number 2. They look a little bit like this. We're folding at the hips, bring the belly button down into the ground, and fold, 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 fold. Whew. Feeling some tension here in the low back. Take a second, relax, inhale. Exhale. Let yourself drape your body a little lower into the ground. All right. Our goal here is to bring the belly button down towards the ground. Cool? We're going to add some movement now. I'm going to bring one knee into this bent position. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold our belly buttons down into the ground. All right? And we're going to switch from side to side, getting a little bit of movement, a little tiny bit of stretch for your hamstrings, and teaching you how to fold forward. Oh. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes right now of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. All right. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little easier to do, a little easier to stay consistent with. All right. Because at the end of the day, you can have the best plan, but if you can't follow it, if you can't be consistent with it, it's not the best plan for you. Hopefully, if you like the show, you like the idea, the premise of the show, we're going to work on side splits, hip mobility, consistency. You can hit follow, hit subscribe, and make sure to set an alarm for 9 p.m. Eastern Time, because we are here every single day helping you stay a little more consistent. It is currently 10 minutes into the hour, so if you are not in the time zone where 9 p.m. makes any sense to you, we started like 10 minutes ago. That's our standard time every day of the week, all right? Now that you have done a whole bunch of these elephant walks, well, I told you all about what the show is going to have going on and why we exist, it's time to go a little bit deeper. All right. Hopefully your hamstrings are a little bit more warmed up. We're going to bring the belly button down a little deeper into the ground. Fold some more. Fold again. Fold some more. And I want you to keep on bending the knees. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. On those last 5, I really want you to focus on bringing the belly button down to the ground. We're already done with those, so you can save it for tomorrow when you come back, all right? That is our second warm-up exercise. We're going to get into warm-up exercise number 3. They're called thoracic rotations. I want you to shake out your legs real quick. Just a quick little wiggle, a little shake, and we're going to get into warm-up exercise 3. The way we're going to do this is we're going to get into the same position we were just in, where one leg is bent, one leg is straight, and our belly buttons are folded forward. All right. From here, I want you to take your arm from the bent leg side. I want you to reach across to the straight leg side. I want you to push off that leg, and I want you to open it up. All right. Rotate, 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 rotate. I want you to stick your other arm straight up into there as best as you can. I want you to rotate your neck to look at the hand, and I want you to inhale, exhale, and reach over your shoulder while you exhale. Oh, that's half a rep. Let's do the other side. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Whew, that's One, the exhale is super important. When you let the air out of your chest, you'll be able to move a little bit better. When your chest is full of air, it'll be like a can of soda. When it's not cracked, you can't crush it. When it is cracked, you can crush it. In this case, we're twisting, right? Not crushing our lungs. Next, we got four more. Let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Fold on forward, push off that leg, open up that chest. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's two. Other side, look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's two again. Keep going. Inhale. Look at the hand. Exhale, reach. That's three. And look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's three again. Let's wrap these up. Do a little wiggle. Loosen the spine. Sometimes when you're just rotating for the first couple of times, you'll be like, wow, what is this crazy sensation? Give yourself a break, breathe, and let's go back. Do 4 and 5. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. Arm is on the straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 4. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. If you just did 3 and then you shook out your body a little bit and then you did 4, tell me, did you notice that you were able to reach a little bit further on that next reach? If so, let me know. 5, let's wrap this up. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. Arm from the bent leg side is reached across to push off the shin bone on the straight leg. We're opening it up, looking at the hand. Inhale, exhale, reach. That's 5. And other side, inhale, exhale, reach. Woo. Next is some thoracic rotation. The goal of that is for you to do a little bit of this. All right. Breathe. Catch your breath. Take advantage of some of that mobility. Rotate your spine. Let your arms flop from side to side when you rotate your chest. Don't just go swinging your arms around. All right. Rotate your chest and your back. And then when you do, let the arms relax and let them flop. Whew. Now that you have mobilized your spine a little bit, do a little dance, do a little wiggle, do a little shake, do some body rolls. We're going to move on into our fourth and final warm-up exercise, right? It's called the Cossack switch. It looks a little bit like this. We're going to try and pop into a deep squat on one leg, sink as low as we can get, and basically get into a side split in the other leg, all right? This is the goal. If you're new to the show, you're just starting, feel free to start a little bit higher, right? You don't have to push to get as deep as that. Especially if you're brand new, you haven't really tried this movement before, your muscles are going to be tense anyway because it's going to be like, what is this? Keep it a little higher up where you got a little bit more control. And once you get more comfortable with the movement, you can go deeper later, all right? Wherever you are, whether it's here or all the way down here, our next step is to move our butts over that way. If you're a little bit higher up, it might be easy enough for you to go boom and just slide over. But if you're lower to the ground, you might want to use a little bit of assistance. You can put your hands down on the ground. You can sort of walk your butt over to the other side. And once you're there on the other side, I want you to inhale, exhale, sink a little deeper into your stretch. Then we're going to come back, walk those hands, and whew, that is 1 rep. We're going to count it. We're going to do 10 in total, so we got 9 more. Feel free to keep using your hands. Come on across to the other side. Sink on down into your stretch. Inhale. Exhale. And come on back down. Inhale. Exhale. That's 2. All right, you don't have to do the deep inhale, exhale every single round, but every once in a while, I want you to try it. See if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch because at the end of the day, we want to be squishy. All right, that's 2. We're going to do a couple more. If you can continue without using your hands for support, feel free to continue without your hands. If you cannot, feel free to continue with your hands. That is 4. If you want to make these a little bit harder, feel free to try and stand up a little bit straighter so your chest and your head are going up into the ceiling. Stick your arms out in front of you to help counterbalance. And that is 5. And that is 6. We got 4 more. If at this point you're feeling a little bit of achiness in your knee, you're feeling like you might be going a little too low, that's okay. We're going to come on up a little bit. That's relative to you. If you're really low, up might mean this. If you're pretty high up already, high could be closer to standing. All right? It's all good. From wherever you are, come on up, slide across, sink on down. Up, across, sink on down. That's 7. Let's do it again. Up, across, down, and up, across, and down. That's 8. If you want, you can stick with that or any other variation we've done already. But I'm going to wrap with some squats. All right. I want you to push through this leg that's all bent up and go. "Ah!" Come on into standing. And on the other side, slowly with control, come on down. Ah, inhale, exhale, sink into the floor, and then get ready. Ah! That's a squat. We've got 9 reps done. This is the 10th and final rep. Take it down to the floor with control. And when you're ready, power through. Boom. That's 10. Other leg. Come on down. Inhale, exhale, power through. Boom. That is 10. We just did 10 reps of Cossack switches, Cossack slidey things, and Cossack squats. That is our warm up. All right. If you've never been on this show before, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, so that it's easier to practice consistency together. If you like side splits, if you want to work on your hip mobility, if you need to work on your hip mobility, you want a little bit of help practicing consistency, then make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We're live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're not in a time zone where 9 p.m. Eastern makes any sense to you, we started 17 minutes ago. That is the same time we start every single day, Monday through Sunday. So set a calendar event, set an alarm, put it in your watch, and I'll see you tomorrow and the day after. You can keep coming back. We're not done though. We got like another 30 minutes. So let's continue. The next thing I want you to do is grab a little bit of padding for your knee. All right. I already have padding on the floor. I don't need to grab anything new, but I want you to grab a little bit of cushioning for your knee. That's because we're going to do a bunch of the next part of the show on our knees. All right. So next stretch, the first stretch, is a hamstring stretch. We're going to get into a position that looks like this. All right. From the side, it's going to look a little like this. Your knees are underneath your hips are underneath your shoulders are underneath your head. We're going to extend this leg straight out in front of us, maintaining this nice straight posture, and we're going to fold forward to get into our hamstring stretch. So when you go grab something to pad your knee, it could be a foam fancy floor mat for gym stuff. Perfect. If you have a stuffed animal that's been ripped apart and you want to just stick the stuffing back in, stick it on your knee, perfect. If you got dirty laundry, some old towels that need to be washed, take it out of the laundry bin, roll it up, stick it under your knee, and we're ready to go. Flip-flops, sneakers, decorative pillows, couch cushions, anything with a little bit of padding is going to be perfect. All right? Next, let's go. Stand up, or I guess kneel on one leg nice and straight up. Extend one leg in front of you, and we're going to focus on bringing the belly button down to that thigh. All right? Inhale. Exhale and fold. As soon as you get stuck folding forward, you're like, nope, that's my hamstring. We're going to chill. We're going to relax. All right, I want you to take a big breath in. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little into your stretch. Let your body flop over that leg, and let's do it again. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper. Third time's a charm. Let's do it again. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. From here, we're going to add a little bit of movement. We're going to bring the knee up. We're going to try and bring the chest down so the whole torso is touching that leg. And then we're going to place our arms down for a little support. And then we're going to straighten out our legs while trying to keep our torso low to that thigh. All right? That we're going to do 5 times. So let's go. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Yours does not have to look like mine. Yours does not have to be explosive. It does not have to be fast. Take your time with it. Remember, the goal is to fold forward, bring your legs, your thigh, and your chest together. We're practicing the skill of folding while we get the hamstrings stretched out, we get the muscles moving and working. All right. Once you've done about 5, we're going to go a little deeper. We're going to do the inhale, exhale, fold. All right. On the inhale, we're going to take a big, huge breath into our lungs. We're going to slowly exhale all the air we just took in, and while we're exhaling, I'm going to focus on bringing that belly button down to the ground or down to the thigh, whichever you want to imagine. Either way, it's going down. Cool? All right, let's do it. Inhale, big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Woo. Once you're a little bit deeper into your stretch, we're going to Inhale, relax. Inhale. Let your body flop over that leg. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale. Relax. Oh, that's 2. Third time. Inhale, relax. Oh, that is the third time. We're going to do the knee bend, chest down, straighten it out. Let's go. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 1. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. You should be noticing that you might not need to bring your knee up as high. You can fold your chest down a little deeper. If that's the case, go ahead and do that. Fold a little deeper, bring the knee up less, and straighten out that leg. Don't forget to straighten. That's a really important part. Once you've done about 5-ish, if you've done more, don't worry about it. And once you're done about 5, we're going to fold. We're going to get a little deeper. Y'all ready? Let's go. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Fold, 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 fold. Woo. That is the second round. Inhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let your body relax. Inhale. Exhale. Let your body flop over that leg. Third time. Inhale. Relax and sink a little deeper into that stretch. Now, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Let's go. Knee, chest, straighten. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 3. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Last one. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 5. We have done pretty much everything. We're going to stay low. Straighten out that leg one last time. We're going to hang out for 30 seconds. All right? 30, 29, 28, 27. What you want to do here is up to you. If you want to do the inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Great. 19, 18, 17, but keep breathing. Keep on trying to get a little deeper into your stretch. 14, 13, 12, 11. Let your hamstrings relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done with that hamstring stretch. Bring the knee in underneath you. Flex the glutes, flex your abs. Pretend somebody's about to spank you or punch you in your stomach and go, "Ugh." Wake up those muscles, and let's continue on the other side. All right, boom. Knee down, nice and straight and tall posture. Extend one leg out in front, and let's get ready to fold forward. All right, inhale. Exhale, fold. As soon as you get stuck, you can't go any further forward. Your hamstrings are tightening up. Inhale, relax. All right, breath in. Exhale, relax. Oof. Let your body flop over that leg. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Oof. That's 2. Third time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Oh, that is 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ready? Let's go. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 1. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 3. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 5. It's time for us to fold a little bit deeper. All right. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Whew. When you can't go any deeper, inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Inhale, relax again. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. Third time, inhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch and knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That is 1. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 2. Knee. Chest. Straighten. That's 3. Knee. Chest. Straighten. That's 4. Knee. Chest. Straighten. That's 5. Let's go. Fold a little deeper. Y'all ready? Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Exhale and fold, 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 fold. Woo. Inhale, relax. Let your body sink a little deeper into that stretch. Again, inhale. Let your body flop. That's 2. Third time's a charm. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Knee. Chest. straighten, that's 3 knee. Chest, straighten, that's 4 knee. Chest, straighten, that's 5, and we're hanging out for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, inhale, relax. 18, 17, 16, 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Bring that heel in. Come on back up into some sort of Captain Morgan pose looking position and get on your knees real quick. Flex the glutes like somebody's about to spank you. Flex your abs like somebody's about to punch you. And wake up those core, torso muscles. Exhale. Relax for a second. We're going to move on into our second stretch. All right. The second stretch is called the butterfly stretch. It's not nearly as intense or as crazy as our first stretch, the hamstring stretch, because we don't need it to be as crazy. The hamstring stretch is intense because we need it for setting up a couple of other stretches later on in the show. All right. So when you're ready for the butterfly stretch, bring your butt up against the wall, your low back, your torso up against the wall, and have that nice straight posture for a second. Grab your feet, bring them together, bottoms of your feet together, pull that leg in or pull those legs in, and here we are. This is our starting position. All right. We want to feel the stretch here in the groin muscles, in the inner thigh muscles. And the way we do that is by contracting our glutes, contracting our outer thighs, pulling our knees into the ground. All right. So go ahead and give that a try to get us started. Contract those muscles, open up the legs, open up the groin muscles. Next, we're going to take our hands, we're going to apply a little bit of pressure on the inside of the leg. I want you to try your best to push straight down. We're going to hold this position for about 30 seconds. I want you to keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. And as you exhale, I want you to see if you can push your legs down a little deeper and hold that tension. All right, let's go. 30 seconds. Inhale, exhale. Push those legs down. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pushing on those legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. Let your arms go. Let your legs go. That is our second stretch. That's the butterfly. A lot faster, a lot smoother. Shake out your wrists. Give them a little relaxation. Flap the wings of your legs. Let them move around, relax from that intense stretch, regain some function. And when your arms, your legs are flapping, we're ready to move on into our third stretch. It is called the standing pancake. If you're a regular of the show, feel free to drop into a seated pancake instead. All right. Elevate your butt. The higher you elevate, the easier it will be to let gravity help you out. All right. For most of us, if you have not done a pancake before, if you don't know what a pancake is, you're going to be better off doing the standing pancake. And it looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs decently wide. We're going to fold and bring our belly buttons down towards the ground. This is our starting position. All right. The goal of this stretch is to bring your upper body in between your legs. Sort of like this. Fold, 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 fold some more. Keep folding. Fold, 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 fold. And all the way in between your legs. It is a really hard stretch. So if you're a beginner, if you're not super flexible yet, we want to do the standing version because when you're at this angle, about 90-ish degrees, your head, your torso, your belly button, all this stuff, your upper body is going to get pulled down by gravity real hard. All right. And if you stick your arms up above your head, so that your biceps are by your ears, it's going to be even harder and it's going to help pull you into the ground. That's what we want. We want gravity to give you as much help as possible. So, if you're ready, we got two other options to add. When you are in this position,
you can try to scoot your butt back a little bit so that your butt is behind your feet, not directly above your feet like so. And you can open up your legs a little bit wider if you want. All right. When your legs go wide, you're going to feel it more in your inner thighs. The muscles that we just stretched out, they're going to start contracting. All right. That's it. Those are all the instructions. We're ready to get into it. Fold, bring your belly button down towards the ground. Open up those legs if you want. Stick your butt back if you want. Stick your arms out in front of you if you want. Fold, bring the belly button down. Inhale. Exhale. Fold a little bit more. And 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our standing pancake. All right. If you wanted to experiment with a seated pancake, you've never done one before, but we've talked about it, and you're like, huh, what is that? I'm curious. Basically, is exactly what we were just doing. All right. One, we tilt our hips back. It's making it so that the position is closer to the appearance of this one. Your legs are wide, your butt is supported, and we're focusing on folding forward. This is the purpose of the seated pancake. Cool? All right. So next time, now that you're gonna be a regular by the time you come back next time, because it'll be your second time, if you're new to the show, of course, you'll know how to use the seated pancake. All right. The higher your butt is, the easier it's going to be to fold forward. Cool? That is our third stretch, seated standing pancake. It is one of the hardest stretches in the whole show because it combines two really hard movements for most of us. One of them is that hamstring stretch. Whenever you fold forward, doesn't matter if your legs are wide, if your legs are together, just try to touch your toes, your hamstrings are getting stretched. And they're going to let you know. The other place you're going to feel it in the pancake is in your inner thighs. That is optional as we're building up the ability to fold forward. All right. When you get your legs wider and wider and wider and wider and wider, your inner thigh muscles are going to go crazy and they're going to struggle real hard. There's a pro and a con to that. The pro, all right, we'll start with the con. The con is your legs are going to cry. You're going to cry. You don't want to do them. The pro is when you're struggling, when you're doing those movements, you're contracting your muscles and you're also getting stronger at the same time. All right. Pro. All right. That is our first three stretches. We're going to move on into stretch number 4. You got the option between the figure 4 stretch or the pigeon stretch. If you're a regular, feel free to jump into whichever one you prefer. Keisha, you can do the figure 4. It's okay. All right. And if you are brand new to the show, I'm going to walk us through the figure 4 stretch together. All right. Both stretches have the same fundamentals. They look a little bit like this. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over to the other side. We're grabbing our ankle, we're bringing it up towards our belly button. We're bringing the belly button down towards the ankle like so. We're going to get into some sensations right here in the side of your hip, maybe here in your hamstrings, and also maybe a little bit here where you're actually doing the folding. All right. This right here is a glute muscle. This over here is your hamstrings. Your hamstrings are usually behind your leg, but when you're doing the pigeon, when you're doing the figure 4, you're rotating that leg, right? So the inside of that leg is still your hamstring. Cool? All right. Let's get down onto the ground and let's do some figure 4 stretch. The beauty of the figure 4 stretch is you get to lay down. Oh, after all the suffering I've put you through already, let's lay down. Flop onto the floor, chill, catch your breath. And that's enough. Let's go. Take one leg, cross it over to the other side. Make this triangle right here with your legs. All right. Take one arm, stick it through the triangle. Take the other arm, wrap it around the outside leg. Grab the knee and pull it in. Cool? From the side, I'm going to demonstrate how I want you to pull that leg in. Grab that leg, and I want you to breathe a couple times. I want you to slowly pull the leg in to get us into a deeper stretch before we start our countdown. All right, inhale. Exhale, pull that leg in. Let your back rest onto the ground if you can. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can pull that leg in a little deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that leg in a little bit deeper. All right, we're probably ready to start. 30 seconds. That's it. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Keep on pulling that leg in towards your chest. Try to get into a nice neutral spine position where you're just chilling there, laying. Nothing crazy is happening. Your neck isn't going like this. Your back isn't arching. You're just laying down. All right. 22, 21, 20. If you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your knee, feel free to cup the knee or stick it in your elbow and pull on it directly. And that should give you a lot of support and help you fold a little bit deeper. Pull that leg in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, relax. Chill. And let's get ready to switch to the other side. Other leg, crossing it over, making that triangle. Stick the hand through the triangle, stick the other hand around the outside of this leg, and let's pull it all in. Oh, inhale, exhale, pull. Whew. Inhale, exhale, pull. Whew. Again, if you're feeling pressure on that knee, cup the knee, stick it in your elbow, and do it again. Inhale, exhale, pull. Whew. Now that we've gotten this started, 30 seconds, 29, 28, 27, 26. Keep on pulling the leg in. 25. Feel that stretch. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, let your whole body flop to the floor. Breathe, catch your breath, relax. That is our fourth stretch. We got one last stretch left, the fifth and final stretch, but there's a catch. And that catch is what you want to 3 times. If you somehow don't know yet, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit easier to stay consistent with, a little bit more useful for you. All right? I combined 2 sentences that I usually keep separate, so I had to make up something to end it. We do this every single day, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That means we started about 38 minutes ago, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. That is when we start. So if you like side splits, if you like hip mobility, if you want to work on some consistency, you need a little bit of help, need a little bit of support, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. Set a calendar invite, put an alarm on your phone, and I'll see you again real soon. But don't leave just yet. We got some side splits to do. All right? If you are ready, let's get some side splits done. The first thing I want you to do is go grab a little bit of hand support. All right. I have a stool that I like to use. It's about 8 to 10 inches off the ground. If you have something similar, go ahead and grab it. I got another stool that works just fine and looks a little bit like this. It's a lot taller. I like both of these. These are awesome. But if you do not have something quite like this, maybe you have some yoga blocks. All right. Boom. Maybe you have a small chair. Maybe you have a full-size chair. Whatever it is, at the end of the day, what we're going to use it to do is this. We're going to put our hands on our hand support. We're going to open up our legs a little bit wider. We're going to take some pressure off of our split position by putting our weight into our arms. All right? So whatever it is that you do end up grabbing, just make sure it's lightweight enough that you can move it, that it is durable and sturdy enough that it will support your weight, and that it is easy enough to move that you can kind of knock it out of the way. If you feel like it's too much, you got to get out of the stretch. All right? Take your time. We're going to begin in like 5 more seconds. I'm just kidding. Whenever the sentence finishes, we're going to begin. Maybe that was 5 seconds. All right, next. I want you to bring your hand support in front of you, wherever you're at. And what I mean by that is your butt should be by a wall right now. Your butt should be touching a wall. I want you touching the wall because the wall is going to be your best friend. It's going to support you. It's going to keep you from falling. And
we're going to use it a lot. All right. So once your butt is touching the wall and your hand support is right in front of you, I want you to take a tiny little itty bitty baby step just so your butt is no longer touching the wall. That's as far as you need to go. We're going to open up our legs decently wide. Doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to go all the way up. Just this much is fine. All right. From here, we're going to fold. We're going to bring our belly buttons head down towards the ground. Whee! Ugh. Stick your hands on your hand support when you fold forward. Make sure you feel comfortable, feel like it's sturdy, you feel like you're balanced, and we're going to open up our legs a little bit. All right. Find a nice, comfortable-ish position where your legs are a little bit wider. From here, we're going to do something called rotation, external rotation of the leg. What we're going to do is, you might notice, my knee is currently pointing towards you guys. My toes are currently pointing towards you guys. What I'm going to do is rotate the leg backwards 90 degrees. Boom. Now the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. I want you to do the same. All right. If you're doing this for the first time, you might want to grab a little bit of cushioning, a little bit of foam or something to protect your heels. If you put on some flip-flops, some sandals, if you put on some sneakers, that might do the trick. Cool? All right. We've rotated the leg. Let's rotate the other one. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. Remember, I want you to be on your hand support, and I want you to take some of the pressure off your legs because your hand is on your hand support. All right. Next, I want you to make sure you're scooting close enough to the wall that your butt is resting against the wall. The wall is making sure you don't fall backward. It's giving you a little bit of support, giving you a little bit of confidence. You don't feel like you're about to tip over. You don't feel like you're about to fall. All right. Once you got all those three pieces, just find a nice, comfortable position to stick in. All right. What's most important here is that you're able to relax. If you feel like you're about to slip, if you feel like you're about to collapse into a little heap of you, if you feel like you're about to lose balance, your muscles are not going to relax. They're going to tense super hard, contract really hard to keep you stable, to keep you from slipping further into a stretch. All right. That's the opposite of what we want. So find a comfortable position where your hands, your shoulders, your arms are carrying some of the burden using your hand support. Your legs are carrying a significant amount of burden, and your butt is stabilizing you against the wall. Cool? From here, we're going to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch if you can. If you cannot sink a little deeper into your stretch, don't worry about it. It's not that important. Just try your best to relax. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink into your stretch. We're going to do that again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. By this point, if you've shifted your legs around a whole bunch of times, you've dropped a little deeper, you probably are in a more stressful position than before. So adjust your legs, adjust your hand support, adjust your butt, find another comfortable position, and get back into something that you feel like you can control. All right? Next, this is completely optional. I want you to do a little wiggle. Try and push your right leg out. Try to push your left leg out. Try to push your right leg out. Try to push your left leg out. Just a tiny little wiggle. All right. We're not launching our body across the room. Just a little tiny wiggle in the hips. If you've done that, or you just don't want to, we're ready to get into our split. All right. This is our split. We're ready to count down. Your toes are pointing up. Your knees are pointing up. The top of your head is pointing up into the ceiling. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27. 26, 25, 24. If you want to experiment, bend your elbows a little bit. That'll put more weight into your legs. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. Feel free to experiment with doing a little wiggle with your hips. Push your leg out a little tiny bit. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. That is it. If you can, move your hand support out of the way. Walk your hands forward a tiny little bit and bring your legs in underneath you. All right. That is our first side split. We are done with one of 3 rounds. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. And we're going to come back into standing. We're going to shake out some of the tension that you just put into your body. All right. Take your time. Come back into standing, and let's begin a little shakety shake, shake, shake. Shake out your ankles. Flop them around. Take a look at them. Make sure they look relaxed. Make sure they look like they're shaking and flopping and wiggling. And you can stop. Switch to the other side. The reason why we're shaking out our ankles is because there are a whole bunch of muscles in your legs that are super tense right now. If they remain tense, your ankles aren't going to shake very far. They're not going to move too much. But if they get relaxed, if they get chilled out, your ankles are going to go and start flopping all over the place, right? And all the other muscles around your legs are going to relax sort of all together. That's what we want. We want a whole bunch of relaxation so that you can reset your muscles, so that you can drop deeper into your second side split in a couple of seconds from now. All right? Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Switch back and forth. Shake some more. If something feels stiff, something feels tight, shake that one in. We're ready to move on to our hips. All right? I want you to put all your weight in one leg. I want you to put the big toe of your other leg down, like so. I want you to open up this leg so that the knee is pointing that way. All right. I want you to do the opposite. I want you to rotate this leg so that the knees are almost touching each other, so that you're contracting muscles here in the front of the hip and in the back of your hip, in your glutes. We're working on full range of motion, building up control, strength, mobility all at the same time. And once you've done that, a couple of days, couple of weeks into this show, feel free to start going a little faster. All right, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Work on that speed. And once you've mastered that as well, you can focus just on relaxing the muscles. All right, when you start shaking the leg enough while the muscles are relaxed, your thighs will go and start flopping all over the place. All right, the thigh muscle will start flopping all over the place. Let's do the other side. All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down. We're pointing that knee all the way out. We're bringing it all the way in. Boom. All of the movement is happening at the hip where this thigh bone connects into the hip. All right. Nothing else has to move. Everything else is optional. If you want to do some robot dances, you want to do a crazy run thing like Tom Cruise does when he goes, feel free to add that in. Optional. And what do we just do? We're going to go fast now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and shake out the leg. Relax, flop around, shake, 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 wiggle, 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 shake out the tension. We're ready to get into side split number 2. All right, not going to have nearly as much explanation as side split number 1, and we're going to go a little faster. Let's do it. Hand support in front of you, butt up against the wall. Take a little baby step in front, fold forward, put your hands down, open up those legs, and let's rotate them. Heels down, toes up, knees up. Heels down, toes up, knees up. Open up those legs a little wider. Find a comfortable spot. Move your hand support if you need to. Pull it in towards you. Rest your butt against the wall. Find a nice stable spot for your legs where you don't feel like you're going to slip. You don't feel like you're going to fall. You don't feel like you're going to tip over. Where you feel like you got a good sense of your balance. All right? And then we'll give you a couple more seconds to do that. Adjust, tweak. Then we're ready to breathe. All right, inhale, hold, slowly exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale, exhale, sink a little deeper into your stretch. Inhale, exhale, sink a little deeper into your stretch. Optional, do a little wiggle if you want. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, so you can get just a little tiny bit deeper. And we're getting into side split number 2. All right. This time, I want you to focus on your inner thigh muscles. The way we're going to do this is by walking our hands forward a little bit. You can keep your hands on your hand support if you want. You can, if you're low enough to the ground, you can remove the hand support. Regardless, when you walk your body forward, your knees and your toes are also going to start pointing up at a diagonal at like 45-ish degrees. When that happens, you're going to feel it more in your inner thigh. That's what we want. 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Keep breathing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward a little bit. Bring your knees in underneath you. And come on out of that stretch. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. I want to let you know that when I am doing the counting, I am not breathing optimally for my stretch, but that is not what you should be doing. All right. Because I'm counting aloud, I'm timing my breath so that I can say words at the same time. but I want you to take nice, deep, long breaths. Slow exhale, similar to how when we were just setting up with the hand support, we're getting a little deeper, so that you can get your body to relax. All right. The faster you're breathing, the more sharp and intensely you're breathing, the less likely you're going to be able to calm your nervous system to relax. So take your time with it. Inhale, hold, exhale, and see if you can chill out. All right. So we'll keep that in mind for side split number 3. All right. Come on up into standing. We're shaking out those ankles. Shake, 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 shake. Shakety, shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. You can start nice and gentle and slow. If you find that it's comfortable for you, you can pick up the intensity a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more until you're like, I'm relaxed. I'm chill. I don't need any more craziness. That's fine. That's cool. All right. Remember, the goal is to relax your muscles, to prove that they're relaxed by seeing that you're literally flopping all over the place. You don't have to hurt yourself to do it. You don't need to be that relaxed. Just shake, 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 wiggle, 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 flop, 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 flop. If your balance isn't so great, feel free to hold on to something like a wall and give yourself a little bit of support. All right, shake, 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 wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let's move on to our hips. All your weight on one leg. Big toe is down. Knee in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Remember, if you're new to the show, start with maximizing that range of motion, that control, and then speed it up with some power. Boom, 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 boom. Other side. All your weight on one leg. Big toe is down. In, out, 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 in, out. Boom, 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 boom. That's hopefully is enough to help your legs relax. We're gonna get ready to get into side split number 3 to finish up, wrap up this show. Give your whole body a wiggle, whole body a shake. Let's get ready to go. Hand support in front of you, butt against the wall. Take a tiny itty bitty step forward. Open up those legs. Hands down on your hand support. Externally rotate the legs so that your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are pointing up. All right. From here, arrange your hand support where it needs to go to give you some good support, where you feel balanced, where you feel like you're in control, where your butt is resting against the wall. You can't slip backwards. You feel stable. All right. From here, we're going to try to chill and breathe. All right. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. If you want, you can add in a couple more while I'm talking. All right. Next thing we're going to do is optional. Do a little wiggle with your legs. See if you can push your right leg out, left leg out, right leg out, left leg out, just a little bit more. And when you're ready, it's time for us to do our third and final side split. You can get rid of your hand support if you don't need it, if you're low enough to the ground. Perfect. Cool. You got the option between side split number 1, where your toes, your knees, your head is pointing straight up. You got option number 2, where you walk your hands forward just a little bit so you're feeling it more in your inner thighs. Pick whichever one you want, and let's get ready to go. We're doing 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Put your hands down. Oh, bring your legs in underneath you. Grunt, groan. Make as many sound effects as you need to. Oh, chill, relax. Bring your knees in. And if you need to, sit down, relax. We just did 3 side splits. The really hard stuff, really challenging stuff is done. It's time for us to cool off, shake it out, relax those muscles, do a couple of joint checks so you can go back to whatever else you gotta do today. All right? Come on up into standing. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. And let's shake it out and wrap this up.
Shake out your ankles. Shake, 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 shake. Shakety, shake, shake, shake. Shake some more. Shakety, shake, 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 shake. As you do more shaking, as you get more comfortable with shaking, you'll start relaxing your muscles faster and faster and faster. You'll be teaching yourself how to relax on command. All right. Other leg. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oftentimes, I'll lift up my leg to show you that it's shaking really hard to bring it above the chat in case you're watching on mobile. You don't need to lift your leg, all right? You can keep it nice and chill, relaxed, low to the ground to shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And again, you don't have to go hard. Go at whatever level you want. Start nice and slow. If it feels good, you want to keep on shaking, shake a little harder, and then you can build up from there. All right. Next, we're moving on into our hips. Oh, you're weight on one leg, big toe is down. We're opening up that hip, pointing it deep that way. Bring it in, maximum range of motion, building strength, building control, making sure you can move your hips well. And once you're done with that side, let's do the other side. Open, in, out, in, out, in, out. Again, the only thing that's really moving is this thigh bone where it connects into the hip. All right. Everything else doesn't have to move. And I'm a big believer in making sure that when you build a skill, you find a fun way to use it so it's easier to maintain it, easier to keep it. If you do something one time, you learn a thing, you never do it again, like 3 months down the line, you won't even remember how to do it. All right. So, how do you make these things a little bit more fun? I like you doing some stanky legs. All right. Bring that leg out, pull that leg in, boom, boom. Add some gracefulness with the hand, boom. Do the other side. Boom. Have fun with it. Combine it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do super fast stanky legs. Have fun with it. It'll be so much easier to keep that mobility that you're building when you're having fun. All right. We're going to move on into some joint checks. We're going to get ready to wrap up. What I want you to do next is do some really slow, deep hip circles. All right. Really lean into those muscles in the hip. Oh, come on. Around. Take your time with it. Oh, and whew, sink into it. Come on back all the way around. Feel those muscles getting stretched. And switch the other direction. Come on, round. Oh, and down. And around. And down. Maybe you're feeling it in your spine because you're bending so much. That's it's also okay. But we want to feel it in the hips. All right. Whew, give me a second. I gotta solve a puzzle for TikTok over here because it thinks I might be a bot. And I failed on the first try. One more time. Let's do this. Boom. All right. There we go. Puzzle solved. Let's wrap this up with our final joint check. We're going to get into some calf raises from a squatting position. That's going to test a couple of our joints all at the same time. All right. What I want you to do is bring your legs about hips width apart. Not super close, not super wide, definitely not crazy wide, just about hips width apart. All right. A little bit wider is fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Come on down into a squat. All right. And I want it to look a little bit like this. I want you to lean your upper body forward. So it's forcing you to almost tip over a little bit. All right. And I want you to make it worse. I want you to push your knees so they're way over that way too. And I want you to feel a crazy stretch in your Achilles tendon and in your calves. When you got all this forward lean, you're really going to want to fall over. And this is what's going to force your toes to work overtime to grip the floor, the arch of your foot, to work overtime to keep stable so that it can hold you from tipping over. All right. From here, put your hands down if you can. Hold on to something. If you cannot, we're going to do some calf raises. All right. Get into that deep stretch in the calves. Feel that stretch in the Achilles tendon. And then come on up. If you can't hold it, that's fine. Don't worry. Put your hands down. Try to figure out how to balance your weight between your big toe and your index toe. Come on up. Come on down. Come on up. Come on down. The reason why we're balancing it between our index toe and our big toe is because that will help your heels come straight up. If you try to balance it across your whole entire foot, it'll tend to push your knees out to the side like that. Okay, what we want is up and down and up and down. Make sure that you're remembering to get into that stretch position. You're feeling that full Achilles tendon stretch when you come down and up and down. And once you've done enough of those, your calves aren't moving anymore. You're already starting to limp around.
we're ready to wrap. All right. What we just did was force our toes to work with the arch of our foot, with work our ankles, work our calves, work ourselves in that calf stretch into a calf raise. Those calf muscles were working. Our quads were firing, our knees were bending, our hips were folding, and our low back was trying to desperately to keep us folded forward while we were trying to topple ourselves over. All right? If you were able to do most of that movement, doesn't have to be perfect. You're probably good to go back to whatever else you have to do for the rest of the day because your joints are working pretty good. All right, that is our show. We just wrapped, I think, basically exactly an hour, maybe an hour and 1 minute of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in, practicing a little bit of consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. And I'm tired. Slowly dragging this chair over so we can read the chat and hang out. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. All right. When I say follow and when I say hit subscribe is because I have two devices running. One of them is YouTube and the other is TikTok. So you don't have to do both if that doesn't make sense on your platform. All right. Kat G says, that was excellent. Thank you, Ken, and good night. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate it. Good night. Over on YouTube, Che Jax has sent a whole bunch of lovely emojis. Welsh Boy UK says, I will actually do that, Queen. Amazing. I don't know what's being suggested, but I'm going to check on that real quick in a second. There's one last thing I need you to know. Most of the content that I create is not around side splits. The lives are all about the side splits. That's basically all the lives are about, except for the weekend lives, in which we do a little bit more posture, back, and glute strengthening to help undo some of the slouching that we do most of the time. And what I need you to know is most of my regular content is about trying to make fitness a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, to keep you experimenting, trying new things so that you understand and appreciate how well your body can move. All right. We shouldn't be watching all these crazy contortionist people doing crazy things and going, oh man, that's crazy. They spent their whole lives learning this. You can get like 20-30% of that skill with like a tiny percentage of the time that they spent building that life skill. All right. There's like some 80-20 magic in there, and I hope you get curious enough to explore some of that 80-20 so you can put in just a little bit of work but get a huge amount of the benefit. All right. And a lot of that just comes from having fun, enjoying it, exploring some new things, some new movement, some new sports, some new activities. If you've got a couple minutes where you're waiting for your coffee to come out the machine, if you've got a couple minutes where you're waiting for your microwave to heat up your lunch, I also make videos trying to give you two little tiny minute exercises. All right. If you had 2 minutes and you just did calf raises by themselves, it would be a crazy amount of calf raises. We literally did like 30 seconds worth, and all of you were probably fried, right? So don't sleep on 2 minutes of exercise. It makes a huge difference. And if you can sprinkle them in throughout the day, if you just thought of random moments in time as an opportunity to work on something, maybe that thing isn't your end goal. Maybe you have something else that you care about and you need a little bit more calf strength. You do some calf raises. Maybe you want a little bit more stability. You do some lunges from side to side. Whatever it is, if you can see the movement and 1 minute, 2 minute, 10 reps, 15 reps, a trip to the toilet as an opportunity to do a little bit, it will add up and it goes a long way. All right. Is there anything else I need to talk about? No, that's it. Hit follow, hit subscribe. I'm gonna look at the comments. We're gonna review YouTube real quick because usually there are a fewer comments. We got a bunch of sassy people over on YouTube sending negative vibes, and we're gonna ignore those. And then Christopher says, thank you. My back is feeling better. I can walk with no pain. Dude, I have no idea if I actually contributed anything to that, but I'm really happy that you're feeling better. That's awesome. Welsh Boy UK says, I keep missing the beginning to follow along with you. And Queen R gives some recommendations about uh, about starting the live and then skipping something in between to catch up. Okay, great. That's awesome. And Welsh Boy is happy about that. Great. Sunday asks, when is the next session? I love your sessions. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is an hour and 5 minutes before right now. All right, that time is the same time that we start every single day, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, every single day. Doesn't matter if it's a holiday, doesn't matter if it's something else. Usually, 99% of the time, it's gonna be 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is an hour and 5 minutes ago. That's usually when we start. I've slowly trimmed the live session, so it's about an hour now. Some days I feel like I am super antsy and rush through it. It might be done in like 45-ish minutes, but usually it's between 45 and an hour. And that's about it. Cool. Sunday, I appreciate that you love the live. That is really nice. Makes me feel good. Travel Roxy says to Neda, I'm late. It's over. Yes. It is over. We have wrapped up for tonight. But you can always watch the live, just like Travel Roxy said. All right. Buddha Krokuta says, I am nowhere close to the Van Damme splits. Hey, me neither. It seems like I'm close, but it's really not. All right. I got so much more strength building that needs to happen. Just getting to the event, like the full split, is probably, I don't know, maybe like 65% of the way, 60, 2/3 of the way, 66%. Getting strong enough to hold your whole entire weight up for time, that's a lot of strength. All right. And that's part of the reason why the third time we do the side splits, I try not to hold anything. I'm using my muscles to hold up my whole body, and I'm fighting against gravity to suffer and struggle on the floor because I want to build up that strength. If you guys are regulars and you've been doing the side splits with me for a while, and you've been putting your hands down and just relaxing into each and every stretch, feel free to start experimenting a little bit. See if you can contract your muscles, hold yourself up for 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, slowly build up so that you can spend some time building strength while you're in your side split position. That strength is going to help you do two things. One, it's going to teach your body that you do actually have control of that position, and your brain and its brain magic, your nervous system, is going to let you tap into that range of motion a little bit more easily. And also, when you build strength there, you can start doing cooler and cooler things on the floor, and you can put those muscles to work, right? A lot of people, for example, if you were to try to tuck your knee or try to pull your knee into your chest, maybe you can get your knee and your chest to touch, right? How many people do you think can go huh, and lift their knee high enough to kick themselves in the chest or knee themselves in the chest? Almost nobody, right? That flexibility that you definitely have is very different from having the strength to move into that position using your own strength, right? I'm trying my bestest to lift my knee up as high as I can. I'm still I'm still that far away. All right. But I know if I apply a little bit of force, I can pull my knee into my chest. That is what the strengthening does. It covers that gap so you can pull yourself into position. And that is the final piece. That is the most important final piece to do cool things like the Van Damme splits. Cool? All right. We're gonna scroll. Oh, I think Buddha said almost made it to the third and final side split and tapping out. You can definitely take more time off, right? If the amount of time that I spend resting and shaking and flopping and doing all those things, that's really just filler time, forcing you to do a little bit of relaxing, intentional relaxing. If it's not enough, you can definitely take another minute, take another 2 minutes. What's the worst thing that can happen? You get into your third and final side split while I'm talking about side splits. You know the drill. You've been here long enough. You can just crank it out when you got it. Cool? No need to rush it. All right, what else we got? I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna scroll. Travel Doctor says, "Looking good." Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Carrie says, "Wee." Yes, indeed. I like that you chose "we" with three eyes, and uh, that makes it more fun. It makes it all Nintendo-y. Nintendo, please don't smash me for saying "we." Tyler says, "Hey," and one shot lucky says, "Keisha." Oh, that's awesome. Hold on, let me take a look. One shot lucky says Keisha with exclamation point. Keisha hangs out on YouTube and watches on the YouTube lives. So, if you don't see a comment and I say the name Keisha at any point, that's because she's usually on the YouTube platform. If you're on TikTok. Tyler says, hey, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. And I'm gonna scroll real fast, scroll up. Chase says hello. Carrie says, or sends emojis. Carrie says, it's my first time here. Welcome, Carrie. Thank you for being here. Thank you for jumping into the chat and engaging. I try my best to engage with the chat at the end of the lives because we have a lot of regulars who see this version of the show every single day. I try to keep it so that we have enough explanation for people to jump in, to get into it, and hopefully you were able to do that. I don't know if you're still on, but most of the time I respond to comments towards the end of the show, unless I just happen to be glancing and I see the phone. I'm using two phones to live stream, and so the phone is like, this big, and I have to be 2 feet, 3 feet away from the phone to be able to read it. My vision is not so good, glasses. And usually when I'm demonstrating the stretches, I'm demonstrating the exercise, I'm way back over there. So if I don't see the chat, if I don't respond to something, it's usually because I'm just way too far away to be able to read it. Cool? It's not because of you, it's because of me. All right. I'm gonna keep scrolling and take a look if there's anything else. Buddha said they made it. Travel with Roxy says welcome. Andrea says hee hee. Okay. It's hilarious. Okay. Book says back at home. Yes, yes, I'm home. Unfortunately, I drove 5 hours in the rain today. It was crazy, and it was rough. But I am home, and I am gonna be here for a while. Felix says it's 4 a.m. for me right now, but I can't sleep. I don't know if you did the whole entire workout for it with us while it was 3 to 4 a.m. for you, but the warm up stuff is definitely going to get your heart rate up, and it's not going to help you sleep. The slightly more relaxing sort of side split stuff might help you calm down a little bit, might make you a little bit more tired so you want to sleep. But I think I keep the energy pretty high for the side splits part and I don't tone down the energy too much. So I don't think that's going to help you sleep. Oh man, I'm scrolling back down to the bottom and seeing what we got here in the chat. I think that is Ty996 who has the music notes, and I think, is that a crown? What is that? I'm having a hard time seeing against my black t-shirt. Is that a volcano? No, I have no idea what that. Oh no, that's a bowing person. Okay. It says I'm really glad to be here. It's my third session. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. I'm hoping third session hoping you're maybe seeing a little bit of progress. You're understanding some of the movements a little bit better. You're able to relax a little bit more into your stretches. And I hope you're seeing some results because in the first couple of days, in the first couple of sessions, your body has this tendency of going, oh, okay, this person likes stretching. Maybe I'll let them stretch a little bit. And you'll get some early unlocking of potential, right, in the early days. So hopefully that's what you're getting right now. Sunday says, thanks. Hayes says, thank you. This is my first time. A little painful, but worth it. If it is ever very painful, that's a good reason to dial back the intensity. You don't have to keep pushing hard. All right. Just because it hurts or does not hurt does not mean that that makes it a good workout. Right. The internet makes it seem like sometimes that you have to be beating yourself up in order to like doing enough work. If that was the case, we as a species would not have survived. All right. If you absolutely have to beat yourself up into a little pulp on the floor where you can't even move in order to count it as a good workout, we would have never gotten strong enough to like outrun predators and preys or whatever evolution stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. So just if you actually had to be that brutal to yourself to get stronger, to get faster, to be a better athlete or whatever it is, it wouldn't be possible. So, for the most part, when we're stretching, if it's uncomfortable, great, that's just how stretches are. And your brain will eventually figure out and have way more tolerance for that discomfort. But if it is painful, there's like a sharp, specific, intense feeling just in a random place that's like, ugh, like somebody just poked you really hard. It's probably not a good sign. It's probably a good opportunity for you to chill out and be like, okay, I heard you, my body. I'm gonna let you chill. Cool. All right. But thank you for joining in. Thank you for letting me know it was your first time, and I hope to see you soon. Your username is K's Lovin. Amazing. I'll keep an eye out. Keep on commenting, and I'm cheering for you. I'm rooting for you. All right. Suri says howdy. Welcome back, Suri. It's good to see you.
And and Pressed Guy says, how important is stretching even if not exercising daily? Um, it depends on what your goals are, right? If you want to move better, you really don't need that much time to make a tiny little bit of progress in your stretches. There is some science out there that says basically 5 minutes over the course of 1 week is enough for that muscle to get longer, for you to get a little bit more stretchy. 5 minutes over the course of a week is less than a minute a day, right? If you want to break it up into 20, 30-second chunks, that's two 30-second chunks. So if you have a very specific thing that you want to work on and you're not on a strict, intense deadline, if you just pick that one exercise and decided every time I go to the bathroom and come back, I'm going to do a little bit of it, or maybe if you're sitting down on the toilet and you can do that particular stretch, maybe it's an arm thing, then that might be all you need to reach your goals, right? If you want to do crazy things like side splits and stuff, you might need to invest a little bit more time. You need to build some strength in some crazy ranges of motion that are abnormal, that you don't reach, that you don't get into in your normal life. That takes a lot more time because the only time you use those muscles to do those things is when you do the crazy training for it. So it depends on your goals. If you're not exercising daily, and you're just doing some light stretching to help you feel loose, to help you get ready for something, you can do as many as you want. You can do that daily, absolutely. But if you are stretching with the goal of getting a lot more flexible and you're trying to get super, 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 super flexible, stretching daily might not be the best way to do that. If you can stay consistent with some other plan. All right. Just like every workout, stretching makes your muscles work and stresses them out, and they need time to recover. If you are someone who's been working out 3 times a week for like the last 10 years and you can stay super consistent with a workout habit and you just set time aside to do it every single day, you can absolutely do some stretching once every 2 days, once every 3 days, once every 4 days. If you have enough flexibility, you don't even need to stretch daily. You don't even need to stretch like more than once a week just to maintain some of that flexibility that you already got. All right. If you have the goal of gaining more flexibility, you might want to do 1 or 2 more sessions than that, 2 or 3 times a week. Cool. All right. What else we got? I think that was Etai9996 says, yes, it's easy and really fun following your instructions. Amazing. That's what I hope the lives can be, so that we can keep people engaged, entertained, and getting a little bit of movement in. All right. I think that is the end of our chat. Oh, wow. It is 10:18. We are about 80 minutes into the live. I'm ready to wrap up. Thank you so much again, everyone, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. I think this is it. I'm squinting, trying to read the phone, and it looks like I'm angry or something, but I'm not, I promise. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit follow, hit subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. 9 p.m. Eastern is when we're live every single day of the week. And I will see you soon. Oh, actually, we got a couple comments coming right just now. Cam says, thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Price Guy says, I used to stretch more often, but sometimes I would get leg cramps. Um, Leg cramps can be a whole bunch of different things. One of them right away could be you need a little bit more water, need a little bit more electrolytes. Cramping might just be that. If you do a lot of leg workouts, having leg cramps because you're stretching afterwards, that's not abnormal. Maybe split it up a little bit differently and see if that helps. And finally, sometimes leg cramps happen because those leg muscles are a little bit weak or a little bit cold or a little bit funky. And it might just get better if you spend a lot more time strengthening those legs that are in that stretch position. But I don't know what your working out situation looks like, so that's about all the information I can give you. All right. Now we're ready to wrap. Thank you once again. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, which means an hour and 20 minutes ago, 7 days a week.